We are now live on Salute, everybody. Salute, salute. Happy Monday to y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in to the podcast today. I am on Urban. So, what happens when what happens when you end up growing up right? You go to school, and while you're at school, right, preferably like in high school, you're that type of kid who's ambitious, and also you're that type of kid that is considered as the eyeball. You're also the type of kid who don't necessarily want to fit in with the crowd, where you want to be popular all the time. You're the type of kid that you just want to go to school, get your studies in, and just do your thing. But what happens when someone, or rather, what happens when your peers begin to make fun of you? They begin to tease you. They begin to bully you, all because you want to do things that is different from what they're doing. How would you handle that? How would you handle that situation? Today on this podcast, we're going to talk about that. Today on this podcast, we're going to talk about a situation that arrived from Michael B. Jordan. So today we're going to we're going to view a couple of videos. We're going to view this video where Michael Jordan ended up confronting one of his old high school classmates. And the words that came out of his mouth when he confronted his old high school classmate was this: "Oh, I was corny," because that was basically what the peers was making fun of him about. They was making fun of him not only being corny, but they was making fun of his name, because his name was similar to the pro basketball player Michael Jordan. So they was doing all these things. They was making fun of him in his ambition. They was doing all these different things. And so we're gonna want to look at this video. We're gonna review this video. Of course, like I always, I'm gonna give y'all my perspective about this whole situation as well too. So if y'all ready, let's go ahead and get into it. I have the one video pulled up right now, and so we're gonna look at this video first, and we're gonna view this first. All right. So let's do this. All right. So here's the first alleged video that started this whole debacle. Right. So let's hear what this lady had to say. Now, the lady who's interviewing, her name is L'Oreal. All right. So let's go.
So, Shell, we got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name, but yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. How is the difference between you actually directing and working?
So let's start with this first. All right. Now, one thing I could say about Michael B. Jordan is this: so that's by me, just looking at not only his work as an actor and as a producer, but also just as a man. Michael B. Jordan, he would give respect when respect is given to him. I'm saying it again, he would give respect where respect is given to him. Now, there have been a lot of different interviews that I've seen Michael Jordan be a part of, where every last one of his interviews, he is very respectable. But do y'all find it very interesting, very odd that the very first thing that Michael Jordan said was that, "Oh, the corny kid"? Why would he say that? Why would he say that? Why would he just didn't address the question that L'Oreal was asking him? There's a reason behind that. The reason behind that, It's simple because, just like I say, Michael Jordan, he's one of them type of men that when you give him respect, he's going to reciprocate respect back to you. But somewhere down the line, L'Oreal disrespected this man. That's the reason why this man decided to confront her the way he did. And yes, he confronted her. He didn't address the question. He went straight to the juggler and told like, oh, the corny kid. And he did that strategically for a reason. So we're gonna back this back up again. We're gonna listen to this again. There are a lot of key points. And also I have this whole entire interview too. I don't have the clip. We're gonna look at this whole entire interview, okay? So we're gonna back this up again, and I want y'all to listen attentively to what L'Oreal is saying. Look attentively at Michael B. Jordan body language as well too. And I want y'all to pay attention to this, all right? So let's run it again.
So, Shell, we got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3.
Now, notice in his body language, when she started naming out his accolades, some of his few accolades, immediately talking about, yep. Say, yep. But there's a reason behind that. It's a reason behind why he did that. Hey, behind the boy, salute, boy. Salute, man. Yeah, I'm sharp as a tack. But there's a reason why he did that. But pay attention.
And, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
Now, pay attention to also what L'Oreal did right there, okay? And this is, to be honest with y'all, this is something that a lot of modern day women do as well too. Now, she purposely mentioned that, we went back towards high school and stuff, right? The reason why she mentioned that is because she wanted to establish a type of connection with him. You know how it is when a person becomes successful, right? And you want to contribute their success towards you knowing them, right? You know how it is. Like, for example, even like some of us who are on content creators right now, right? Before us being in the position that we are in right now, right? People wouldn't even give you the time of the day. Even if they went to high school with you. They wouldn't even give you the time of the day. They wouldn't acknowledge you or anything like that. But when they see that you have a certain accolade or a certain type of success, that's when they would go out their way to try to acknowledge you. And the reason why they try to acknowledge you is not because they're proud of you, but they are acknowledging you because deep down inside, they want to get something out of you. They want to get into good grace with you so they could be connected to you, so they could use your name for their personal benefit. Now, throughout my living, being, teenager, even in my adult life, I have experienced this time and time again where people will even do me like that. Where they say, I know you. We used to do this and that and whatever together. But in reality, they don't know me. They only know of me because we was connected to a certain type of time or event, whether it's through high school, whether I work with you or whatever. But I don't know you like that. But that's how L'Oreal is doing to Michael B. Jordan. She's trying to establish that she just been knowing this dude all her life when she don't know him. She only know of him, but she don't know him. This is the reason why Michael B. Jordan, like, okay, you say you know me, right? But wasn't you the one who saying that I'm corny? This is the reason why he was saying what he said. But let's continue.
Corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name, but yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. How?
Now, You see also how she don't want to take accountability for that, which we're going to review the audio as well too about this whole situation that Michael B. Jordan is talking about. Which this situation happened all the way back in 2021, by the way. Just to give you context. So we're going to review the audio. Matter of fact, hell, let's do it right now. Just so we can get some context. Let's do it right now. We'll review the audio real quick, all right? I've not played the audio for you right now so you can understand where he's coming from. All right? Give me 1 second. All right, so listen closely.
You know what I really think deep down inside? I think that Michael B. Jordan is just like a nice, corny guy. And I don't mean that as a slight, right? I mean, we all know that the nice, corny guys treat you the best.
You know, it's so crazy. I went to school with Michael B. Jordan at a point, and
Now, the first lady that was talking, the first lady that was talking was Dominique the Diva, which we're going to talk about her as well too. That's the first one who was talking. And the second person who's talking right now, this is L'Oreal. And she's the one who's established it to my, yeah, I went to school with Michael B. Jordan. But as you listen to this conversation, she's actually in agreements with Dominique the Diva based on what she said about him being corny. All right, so.
And we went to Chad Science together in Newark. And to be honest with you, we teased him all the damn time because his name was Michael Jordan. Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. And then he also would come to school with headshots. And back then, that was like in the hood. We lived in Newark.
Yeah.
Like that's the hood. You know what I mean? So we would make fun of him, like, what you gonna do with your little stupid headshots? Like, and now look at him.
And now look at him. He got that Black Panther money.
Well, yeah, I didn't exactly.
And this is the reason why Michael B. Jordan said what he said to L'Oreal. Is because of that reason. Because even if you didn't directly say you are corny, she was in agreement with Dominique the Diva. Because if that be the case, why would she mention not only saying that she go to school with him, right? But why would she mention to my, yeah, we used to tease him about his name in school. We used to say that he's not Michael B. Jordan. Then she went even further than that, said, oh yeah, he used to come with these headshots and stuff like that, and we used to talk about him and stuff like that, but look at him now. So basically, she was indirectly calling him corny, which to me is the same as calling a person corny. Have y'all ever just dealt with people who would just indirectly say things to you, but you know exactly what they mean about it? Then they'll try to cover it up, saying, "Well, I didn't exactly say it like that." No, but you meant what you said. You meant exactly what you said. And so that's why Michael B. Jordan ended up confronting her about this. Now, if it would been Dominique the Diva who was doing this interview, I guarantee that he had confronted Dominique the Diva as well too. Same exact way. But he confronted L'Oreal because she the one who's interviewing her. I mean, she the one who's interviewing him. So yeah, she did. She called him corny. But the reason why she trying to protect herself is because, first of all, she's employed. And she don't want to lose this opportunity for her employers. So she have to play the nice girl role so she won't lose her job. But deep down inside, in her mind, she's thinking, man, why is this dude coming at me like this? She deep down inside, she thinking, man, if I didn't have this mic in my job, I would straight cuss him out. Corny nigga. That's what she's thinking deep down inside, but she's keeping that professionalism because she want to keep her job. Let's be real about it. Let's be real about it. Now, man, he said something real powerful right here, and I'm gonna put it on the screen for y'all. He said something real powerful too. I'm gonna show y'all. He said this: back then, they didn't want me now, but now I'm hot and they all on me. Facts. And that's how the way it be. They'll sit up here call you, not only corny, they'll sit up here call you other names like lame and all these other type of derogatory things. Here's another thought too. I want y'all to think about this too. What if Michael B. Jordan would have listened to L'Oreal and his peers? What if he had allowed that to derail his whole ambition and dreams? And he just became a normal guy. Now I'm curious, will L'Oreal would do the same as that thing right now? Will L'Oreal acknowledge him the same as that way how she trying to acknowledge him now? Saying that, oh no, you ain't corny, you ain't that. I guarantee that she'll keep that same as that energy. And the reason why is because he just a normal guy. He don't got no type of accolades whatsoever. Does a normal dude working a normal 9-to-5 job. And she'll keep that same exact energy because she don't see him as being valuable. But when you start achieving certain accolades and stuff, right, and start achieving certain notoriety where a lot of people start knowing who you are, oh, that's when people start kissing your ass for real. And that's basically what she's doing. She's getting paid to do that. And so Michael B. Jordan, he caught on to it, and that's why he threw that shade to her like, shit, I'm only doing this for the simple fact that I'm Michael B. Jordan, and I don't want to mess up my image. So I'm going to entertain this bullshit, all right? I'm going to entertain you being fake and phony with me, all right? It's all good. Because at the end of the day, you're going to go back to your little 9-to-5 job while I'm still making millions. This is what it is. You said why Lori Harvey dumped him? Through my sources, man, the reason why Lori Harvey dumped him is because she was calling him lame. Lori Harvey is one of them type of women where she wants to run her course through all these different type of men before she finally decide that she want to settle down. Or as what the late Kevin Samuels would say, she wanted to continue to be a pump and dump until she hit the wall. Typically, women hit the wall around their 30s. That's when they come into a realization that they need to slow down and they want to get married. And I'm talking about the modern day women. So that's what Lori Harvey is doing right now. Michael B. Jordan actually really did wanted to marry her and everything, wanted to rifle up and everything, but she wasn't ready for that because she wanted to go and experience life and to the fullest. Hell, I want to be a bit surprised. If her stepfather, Steve Harvey, the one who orchestrated her, who put that thought in his son's head, put that thought in her head to continue to live your life and don't get married right now. I wouldn't be a bit surprised because Steve Harvey is one of the biggest beta male simps that I know. For us, what he put out there about himself. Yes, that dude is a simp. A beta male simp. Yes, he is. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised if her stepfather, Steve Harvey, put that into her head. Nah, girl, man, you need to go experience the world. Get with as many men as possible. Then whenever you're ready, whenever you feel like you're ready to settle down, then you're going to find the right simp that's going to settle down with you with 5 kids. I'm just saying. But that is, for as my research on, man, that's the reason why. Because she felt that dude was lame and she didn't want to settle down. She didn't want to get married. But that is my reason, my perspective. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Yeah, she is. Yeah, Margie Harvey, she is a home wrecker. Yeah. You right. You right. You was absolutely right. Constant salute. I see you. You say you don't have no kids. Salute to you, Constance, for not having any kids in that order. Because I got plenty of them. You want some of my kids? I'm not. So I got the one buy one get one free special on my church. You want some? What's Constance? But yeah, let's continue with this interview, y'all. Let's continue.
What's the difference between you actually directing and working with the same people that you were directed with versus?
It was awesome. It's a family vibe.
Yeah.
Last nine years of my life, I spent on the Creed films. They're very supportive. Tessa, Felicia, Rashad, Wood Harris, people that see me grow up. And for the fact that I stepped behind the camera and finally got a chance to direct them, they loved it, they embraced it, and it was a wonderful experience.
And was it difficult for you mentally because you're coming out of a different space?
Now, notice the question that she's asking them too. This next question that she asked him, was it difficult for him to do that coming out of a mental space? She strategically asked him that question. The reason why she asked that question is because of what he said earlier to her. So once again, she's doing this indirect thing to him. And he countered her back by mentioning all the different accolades that he'd achieved. Since you calling me a corny dude, I'm gonna let you know what all this corny dude did. And so she knew that's what he was talking about. And so she's trying to counter it, talking about, well, what's your mental state with all this? Meaning that she thinking that Michael B. Jordan is up in his feelings right now. But he's really not. He's not in his feelings. All he doing is being a man and confronting her. That's it. When you confront someone, that doesn't mean that you're not using emotional intelligence or anything like that. It doesn't mean that you're the so hypersensitive. That ain't what that means. It is nothing wrong with confronting people. Okay? There's nothing wrong with confronting people. Especially when you feel like that you need to confront that person to get closure. In this particular situation, Michael B. Jordan needed to confront her to get closure from her. And to let this trick know that, shit, I ain't no corny nigga. I don't know what you're talking about. Even if I am, it don't even matter. Because look at me now. Do y'all know that that song that Drake did, right? Talking about How About Now, right? Do y'all know that song was dedicated because he went through that same exact situation where this girl that he was talking to, right, did the same as that thing, calling him lame and calling him corny and stuff, and he was trying to get his career going and stuff, and she wasn't believing in his career. And so now, after he done blew up and stuff, right, that same type of chick trying to holler at him, like, no, I'm up now. When I was down, you didn't even want to bump my stuff in the car. You didn't even want to bump my music in the car. You told me to change that shit. But now the whole world bumping my stuff, and now you want to try to come back into my grace. Like nothing ever happened. Nope. Sometimes it don't work that way. I'm just saying. But yeah, that's the reason why she said it. And I also want y'all to pay attention to this too, all right? Pay attention to this part too, because this is very important. Let's go.
I was staying in it. This is about y'all.
Isn't this the sexiest man show off right here? Who's the sexiest man?
Now, why would she say that? Why would she say, is this the sexiest man show off? And then also, look at her body language too. Notice that she redirect her body language and her attention from Michael B. Jordan. Then on top of that, she's up here trying to compare and contrast to try to make Michael B. Jordan feel some type of way. So in reality, now she's trying to throw shots at him. But watch what what's his name say though.
And because now let's.
What kind of
Who's
question
the
is that?
sexiest man? Because I thought
Do
you.
you hear? He said what kind of question is that? Like nigga, who curls?
On the way up, he might be the one right now.
This is the one. This is the one right here. Yeah, see
So
that?
is it a tie?
Ain't no tie. We
It's not
don't
a
compete.
tie.
Yeah, we don't compete.
Two number ones.
Technically,
Batman and Batman. Or should I? Oh, no, can't say that.
Superman and Superman.
Superman and Superman, sorry.
Good luck with that.
like, bro.
Even then, she was sitting up here trying to manipulate and control that situation, y'all. I ain't lying. She was trying to pin both of these men against each other in a way to personally indirect attack Michael B. Jordan to say, well, you really ain't all that, Michael B. Jordan. Since you trying to go there with me, you ain't all that. There are other men out there that's better than you. Hell, matter of fact, your co-star is better than you. That's basically what she was saying. Once again, she did this indirect thing, just like she did in the interview with Dominique. But once again, it got countered.
Okay, so you also are going to do a new film with Will Smith very soon coming up. Is the rumor out there?
Not sure. We're still working on the script. You know, that's something that I plan on doing in the future. Not sure when. You know, with these movies, I'm just trying to get through this project.
Right,
You know, so
right.
when I get finished with this one, then I'll figure out what's going on next.
And how is it filming in Atlanta?
It was amazing. I've done 4 or 5 films down here, shot a couple television shows, so Atlanta's a second home to me, and I love coming down here to shoot.
Favorite restaurant here?
Oh, man. Whatever hotel I'm in, their restaurant.
Well, you're not corny anymore.
Well, you're not corny anymore. Now, she said earlier that she didn't call him corny. Right? I was misquoted. But you're not corny no more. Wait a minute. You say you didn't call him corny, right? But he's not corny anymore. But this goes back to what I was telling y'all, that she indirectly called him that and agreed to it. Because if she knew that she never said that, she would have never finished her statement off by saying you're not corny anymore. If I knew I didn't say a certain thing to a certain person, guess what? I'm going to stick to my word or what I say. I don't care how the way you try to flip it or twist it, whatever. I'm going to stick to my word. I didn't do it. But by her saying, not corny no more, guess what? She literally admitted that she called that dude corny. It's basically what she did. So Michael B. Jordan, he had every right to confront this lady because he knew that's what she was doing. Now, Constance, she said that she said that Michael B. Jordan is a ladies' man. I'm not pretty sure he is. Man of his status, why not? Why not? But I got one more video I want to show y'all. We're going to talk about Dominique the Diva now. Now, the audio that I played y'all earlier, once again, that was an interview that happened back in 2021 with this content creator, whatever you want to call her. Her name is Dominique the Diva. And L'Oreal was just so happened on her podcast, talking on her podcast about Michael B. Jordan, all right? So, throughout this whole type of debacle, Dominique the Diva ended up hearing about it, of course. And so she has a couple of choice words that she had to say about this as well too. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get this queued up for y'all real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, so let's go. All right, so let's hear what Dominique the Diva had to say about this craziness, all right?
And the backlash. We'll bring in Dominique the Diva right now. Dominique, talk about doubling down, girl. So for those who were busy this weekend, put us up to speed here. What happened?
Well, I was busy too. I was enjoying my CIAA weekend, and apparently is the worst thing you could possibly call someone. But I was a part of a podcast about 2 years ago, and we had a conversation about what Michael B. Jordan at the time, who was dating Lori Harvey, what he did for her, how he went all out at the aquarium for Valentine's Day. And I said something or another like, of course he did her right. Like, everyone knows that the corny guys treat you the best. I'm not surprised at all. And my co-host at the time, L'Oreal, actually went to high school with, Michael B. Jordan. So I think they saw each other on the Creed 3 premiere red carpet. And he kind of like, said, oh, yeah, I was the corny guy. So it let me know he kind of got a whiff of, word got back to him. And, it wasn't very clear on who said the comment or who was corny or what, but it was me. It was me, guys. It was me. And corny is subjective. I mean, I love corny men. They're very nice. Russell Wilson is sometimes called corny. Let's see, who else? There's a lot of Drake. I don't know. Some people, say guys are corny. And I think that I was very clear on my stance. And, welcome to everyone who's just getting a whiff of Diva Unfiltered.
Now, let's talk about this, all right? Let's talk about this. I want to let y'all modern day women know this, okay? And I'm going to be 100% real with y'all on this, okay? Whenever you call a dude either lame or corny, both of them words are synonymous as a negative type of word that you could call them in. Both of these two type of words could be a negative, well, actually are negative words. It is the same equivalent of a man calling you a bitch, okay? It is the same equivalent. And the reason why is because of the usage of the word. So let me give y'all a walk down a memory lane, all right, and how the way these terms lame and corny became such a negative word, all right? Walk out down memory lane, all right? So back in the day, right, once again, when we was all in high school, right, even in high school, we had social class, okay? Just like how we have social class in our adult life, we have social class in high school. What do you mean, Urban? We had social class. We had the popular kids. We had the smart kids. We had the less popular kids. Okay? And so these normally, the popular kids and stuff, right? These normally are the ones who are the most troubled one. These are the ones that all the ladies wanted to go after because they fought all the time. They appear to be thugs all the time. They talk crazy. They did all this crazy stuff in school, talking crazy to teachers and everything. But the girls went after them because they considered them as what? The bad boys. But they was popular. So these same dudes, right, that these women was chasing after, right, they also seen the smart kids or the normal kids and stuff, right? They're there. And that seen that it was a moment where these same type of women that was chasing after them and stuff, right? They seen that it was a moment that they was doing, that they want to go after the the persons who's the opposite of them, right? And so guess what they did? These same trouble kids, these thug dudes and whatever stuff, right? Even girls, right? They start mentally tarnishing these kids' reputation. They literally flip the script and start using the word as lame. Start using the word as lame and all of these other type of negative words to make it be negative. But at first it wasn't negative. It was actually an accolade. It was an accolade for you to be different. It was an accolade for you to be corny. Because back then, lame and corny mean that you just smart. You just a smart person who just chill to yourself. You's a nerd. But them same kids, they took it and corrupt that word and turned it into something negative. Look at this old lame nigga right here. Why y'all talk to that lame nigga? I'm going to fight this old lame nigga. Corny nigga. Fight him. Girl, yeah. Pookie said that he's lame and that's a negative thing. So we're going to agree with Pookie being Brayway. So that's how that word turned into something negative. And so now all the different dudes like Michael B. Jordan, even myself, even Maine, he was on here. He said the same as that thing, man. Yeah, they did the same thing to me, bro. And we take this stuff, right? And we literally take this to heart, like, dang. Y'all sitting up here chasing after these dudes don't mean nothing. But calling me lame. Calling me corny. And use it in a negative way to try to bring me down. Or to try to change me into the image or try to manipulate me into the image that you want me to be, which is these old bad boy type of dudes. So that's what happened. It happened back in high school and it just trickled on down. And now we're in our adult life and now they're using these same terms as though we still in high school. Lame, corny. Back in the day, being corny and stuff like that, which in Dominique's case, she was sitting up here saying that Michael B. Jordan was being corny because he was doing all this stuff for Lori Harvey. But to be honest with you, she ended up using the term wrong, to be honest with you. What she should have said was that Michael B. Jordan was being a simp. Okay? That's what she should have said. But she used the term corny. Because, yes, that is being a simp. Absolutely it is. But she used the term corny for a reason. The reason why she used that term of being corny, like you see on this on screen here, she said right here, and I paused it right here for a reason too. She said it here. She said it here, well, I thought we were all doing the Sierra's prayer for a nice, corny Russell Wilson to save us from these toxic niggas. Then she gonna try to double down to my corny ain't bad. But at the same time, she was sitting up here talking about Michael B. Jordan. Sarah still calling him corny because he was dating white women. Like, why does that matter? Who cares? To me, and I'm just going to be real with y'all. This is me. Anytime I hear a woman, especially a black woman, sit up here and talk about when a black dude dates outside his race, I think there's literally something wrong with her. I'm going to be real about it. I think there's literally something wrong with her. Because at the same time, her counterparts, her sisters, some of her sisters is dating outside the race. But guess what? They give them high fives and girl, you're winning. But when the black man date outside his race, or you're corny, and that's basically what she was saying about Michael B. Jordan, calling him corny and lame and all this stuff because he dating outside the race. But in reality, I had learned this too. In reality, the reason why women say that to these type of men is because deep down inside, they want to holler at these type of men, but they know that they don't qualify for them type of men. So they will use shame, guilt, insults, and the need to be right. All because they know they don't qualify the type of man, because them men, these type of men is not going to look at that way. And the reason why, now I have to be honest too, the reason why is because of the behavior. When it boils down to it, it's because of the behavior. Now, I did a lot of shows talking about modern day women, and I also did a lot of shows talking about passport bros and all stuff. But one thing I can agree with them on is that dealing with the behavior. It comes down to the behavior. The behavior of these women, especially modern day women. Especially, I hate to say it, especially modern day black women, because y'all, I ain't lying. Y'all got some shitty behavior for real. I ain't lying. Some of y'all do. And you know that your sisters or your counterparts have this type of shitty behavior too, and you won't say nothing about it. You won't confront her about it. You won't say, man, girl, I think you need to go to therapy because I think you're damaged. There's something wrong with you. But instead, you go back and praise her for it. You encourage it. But at the same time, y'all go back and tell us, hey, why y'all not going out and mentoring the men, mentoring these men? The reason why we ain't going down and mentoring the men is because y'all separate called us lame and corny. Because you want us lame and corny dudes to mentoring these Pookie and Ray Rays that you was chasing out there. But you don't want to holler at us. You want us to do all this other stuff and all this additional work, but you don't want to holler at us. You want us to go mentor these Pookie and Ray Rays. You want us to pull up in the prisons and stuff and mentor them and have mentorship programs for them. Like, for what? You chose them. And they choose to be the way that they are. So why do I have to be held accountable for that? They chose that life, not me. I was trying to get them to be lame just like me when we was in high school. I was trying to get them, matter of fact, the times where they came and I'm helping them with their homework out there. I was like, bro, man, yeah, you need to chill, bro. You need to just stay focused and, do what you got to do, bro. If there, bro, I'm finna go smash Tanya right now. Get your lame tail out of my face. Tanya, come here. Yes, daddy. And you want us to, in our adult life, to come and mentor these dudes. Man, y'all at y'all, man. Then also at the same time, too, the same type of women that I'm talking about, right? Y'all, like I say, they'll separate call you corny and lame, but they be the same one who separate be trying to get wifed up by us. I'm ready. Just like I told Maine a few minutes ago about Lori Harvey. Once when she get in her 30s and stuff and she starts seeing that she can't compete with them younger girls, that's when she going to start wanting to settle down. That's when she no longer ain't going to be wanting to be with them Pookie and Ray Ray type dudes. She want to be with the lame dudes because them lame dudes is going to be nice to her. And here's another thing too. When she's using the term talking about being nice, that is synonymous for a woman can manipulate and control that dude. That is synonymous for a woman to say that dude is a yes man. That's why they do that. That's why they go after these beta men. Because that dude is a yes man. They know that dude is going to do whatever she want him to do. That's why she do that. That's why she said that. Is it nice? He's such a nice guy. Hell, this is the reason why Constance, you're watching right now. This is the reason why when you and Sweet Rita be having this conversation about me, right? The Sweet Rita mentioned to my Urban, you're nice, you're just nice and all. That's why I confront her every single time. I'm like, hell no, I ain't nice. I ain't no nice dude. I am not no pushover. I'm not a nice simp dude like you think I am. I'm not that type of dude that you could just manipulate and control. Hell no. Now, I'm respectable, yes. I'm respectable to people who respect me. Yes, absolutely I am. It's part of who I am. It's part of my moral compass, who I am. But I'm not a pushover. I'm not a pushover. I'm not this type of yes man. Don't let this tie or the bow tie fool you, because I'm not. Hell, Mrs. Urban could tell you that. She would tell you that straight up. Like, no, he ain't no pushover. Mm-mm. Nope. No, I'm a yes man. Nope. Mm-mm. Not at all. But that's what I'm saying. These type of women, they'll go for these type of men and try to settle down with these type of men, these type of beta men. And that's the reason why Dominique was saying what she's saying about Michael B. Jordan. Oh yeah, because she thinking that this dude is a beta male. But I could tell by how the way Michael B. Jordan is, I could tell that he's not a beta male. Michael B. Jordan is pretty much like me. He's a sigma male like me. He's absolutely a sigma male like me. He know how to move. He move a certain way. How the way he move in an analytical way, like how I do. Everything I do, everything I say, it's been thought of. It's strategic. It's like chess to me. Hell, everything I do in my life, especially in my adult life, it's like chess to me. I'm making a strategic move, and there's a purpose behind why I do what I do, or what I say, why I say what I say when I say it. In the situation, no different from Michael B. Jordan. That's why he confronted Lowell, because it was a chess move. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was going to do it and how he was going to do it. And he knew he did it in a way that he wanted to do it. Because it was a chess move. Checkmate on them boys. I'm just saying. But we almost done. We're going to finish this video, and then we be done with this, all right? Now, Constance, she said, Urban, I told Sweet Rita you ain't nice. I'm not. Now, I'm cool. I'm a cool dude. Yeah, absolutely I am. I'm cool and respectable. As long as people respect me, I'm respectable too, but I'm not a pushover, nah. Then she also talking about Urban, you like me, I ain't no pushover because my mama ain't raised me to be no pushover. I feel you on that. Facts. But all right, so let's finish this. Let's finish this up, and we'll be done with the show. All right.
I have a question for you, Dominique, because, it's a lot, though, when a wave of social media comes at you, right? Like, how do you go about really handling that? I mean, I know you're putting on a brilliant, smiling face, but you're also just a regular person, and when people are continually criticizing you, and sometimes you feel like you're misunderstood, that can be hard.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Thankfully, we work in media, so there's a lot of us that can handle this, but I'm really thinking about the people who cannot handle it, because we really do live in a world where if you say something such as the word corny and people disagree, I have dealt with so many DMs.
See, here's another thing too, is that she taking it as though as when Michael B. Jordan confronted her about this, she's taking it as though as that it was a full disagreement. No. Just like I say, he did this for a reason. Just like when they said what they said it for a reason. And just like I articulate to y'all the reason why they said it. So yeah, he had every right to say it. It doesn't mean that he was all mad and he couldn't handle being called corny. Like I was also researching this topic, right? I was looking at some of the comments. It was a lot of different comments where women that were saying, "Oh, Michael B. Jordan, he does in his feelings and stuff, and because they call him corny, it's like you need to get out of his feeling." But he was not in his feelings or nothing like that. Because keep in mind, this particular interview happened in 2021. Keep in mind, what Laurel said happened when they was in high school. Now, do people hold grudges for situations like that? Absolutely they do. A matter of fact, and I'm just going to be honest with y'all, a matter of fact, I'm one of them type of person as well too, is that I always make a mental note when people do some shady stuff to me. I make a mental note about it, and I don't forget. And just like I say, it's a reason why I do that, because it's a strategic move. But the biggest reason about that is that I'm going to make sure that that's never going to happen again. Now you could go through this whole concept about, even people talking about the Bible and stuff. The Bible says you should forgive. Forgive your enemies. No, not at all. Why should I forgive my enemies? Because they the one who caused the one harm towards me. I'm just being real about it. Why? What purpose would that serve me? Me forgiving and forgetting. Me forgiving and to be honest with you, and this is my perspective, me thinking about this. Me forgiving and forgetting, that is like the equivalent of me giving them a pass of the harm, either the physical or mental or both, harm and pain that they done caused me. It's like I'm giving them a pass on it. It's all right, bro. We all make mistakes. Nah. Mm-mm. If you did something that you purposely did that, no. Not at all. Now, it's a difference from letting go of certain things, you know what I'm saying? You just let it go and, you don't let it bottle up in you where it puts you in a negative space. That's totally different. But for us, when people do something to you, now, personally to me, you should always keep them in the note of that when people do something to you. That way, you won't make the same mistake again. That way, if that situation were to arise again, you would know how to handle it. You won't be foolish and let that person do something to you again. The same exact way. Mo Love, salute, welcome. Now, Mo Love, she said this. She said it's for your peace of mind so that you can move forward. Now, once again, let me articulate this again, all right? When I'm talking about the term of when people doing something to you, right, you should always keep a mental note behind that. That way, you won't fall for that same type of situation again. Let me give y'all an example. And this is going to be the most screwed up example ever. But it goes along with what we're talking about. For example, when a woman is dealing with domestic violence, right? The reason why women typically stay in that environment is for that same exact thing that what people talking about. You should forgive and let it go. It was just an accident. You should just forgive and let it go. It's just an accident. Instead of looking at the reality of the situation that, girl, you was in a toxic as hell situation. You need to keep a mental note of that, and you need to make some moves to get up out of that because you don't deserve that, period. You do not deserve that, period. You do not deserve to be in this toxic domestic situation. Your life doesn't deserve for you to be in that situation. So you need to do something strategically to get yourself out of that situation. The only way you're going to know is by you putting it into your memories of everything that that dude did to you. That way, when you make the move to get out of that situation, right, that way you won't be foolish enough to get right back into that situation with another dude. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That you should always keep a mental note of whenever people do something to you and they purposely is doing it to you. I'm not talking about mistakes, that they just made an honest mistake. And, sometimes we are human. We just was in our feelings, we was in our emotion. It is what it is, that type of situation. And this is just a one and done thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody who purposely was doing harm to you and they made it a reoccurring event to do it. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what the situation with Michael B. Jordan. It was a reoccurring event that they kept teasing him over and over and over again. Constantly doing it. Laughing about it. Trying to mentally destroy this dude. But this fool here, Dominique, I don't know, you can handle it. Then this fool here gonna say, well, you just got to have tough skin. Nah, bro. It's one thing to have tough skin, but there's another thing to also have some intelligence behind it too, to understand the assignment. What she's going to mention this to, I'm going to play this on clip, the remainder of this clip, and she's going to mention her moves that she did too. But let's finish, y'all.
And so many people just wishing death on me and telling me I'm ugly and I'm fat and all of these things, and I can handle it. I've had a big...
No, she can't. No, she can't handle it. She set up her playing a front, telling me, I can handle it. No, you can't. Mm-mm. When people were saying that, you wouldn't say that if it didn't bother you. You wouldn't go, now she's on national TV, by the way, on a news TV station saying this. Now, if it didn't bother her, she wouldn't have said it. If she would have had, quote unquote, tough skin like she's saying, she wouldn't have said none of that. That would not be in her rebuttal at all, period, of a person who said they got tough skin. So, yeah, it bothered her, but listen to her response.
Block party this weekend, blocking a lot of people. I've also cut my comments off.
Yeah, she's doing all this, trying to fake it. Let's be real about it. It bothered you when people, when you made that comment that you made about Michael B. Jordan, and they got on the internet and the internet started roasting you about that. It bothered you. That's why you start blocking people. She was even saying she started blocking family and friends too before audio started messing up, because it bothered her. It bothered her a lot. So she had to do what she had to do to deviate herself from that situation, like I was saying. But at the same time, she should now understand how Michael B. Jordan felt when they had that conversation. When she sent her comment saying that this dude corny. And by her saying that, it ended up going viral, and people started saying, oh, Michael B. Jordan is corny. He's lame. He's corny. He's lame. He's dating Lori Harvey. He's corny. He's lame. He's dating her. He's corny. He's lame. I'll back on what they was talking about. Dominique and L'Oreal was talking about. So you should understand that Michael B. Jordan, he didn't get this stuff directly from y'all. He didn't tune into y'all podcast right when it came on and heard this. Guess where he heard it from? He heard it from an outside source This dude was probably on this phone, right? He was just on this phone one day chilling, you know. The next thing you know, the hell? L'Oreal and Dominique said, what about me? He looked at that and it's from another person who posted it. And so he looked at, okay, I'm lame, huh? All right, I'm corny, huh? Okay, bet. So she should understand how the way he felt about that. So she could fake it all she wants to.
To me, and it's just so crazy. So I really want to think about the children out there and what I could do for them, because dealing with something like this, you definitely have to have tough skin. Thank God I've been made for it and built for it. And
no ma'am, stop capping. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. No, you're on national TV, you're trying to have an image for yourself, but stop lying to yourself. You don't have tough skin. God did not, most definitely didn't make you be that way. So stop lying.
I've been getting paid to talk since I was 19 years old. So someone upset about something that I said is just another day.
He's not upset at you, ma'am. That's the thing about it. Now, he confronted L'Oreal about it, but he's not mad about it at all. It's not upset about it at all. It's not triggering him where he doesn't want to do something to you. Because here's another thing too. If Michael B. Jordan was that pissed off about that, wouldn't it been more logical for him to set up a podcast with, because she got her own show, right? Would it have been more logical for Michael B. Jordan to go on her show and talk to her about this when it happened? But he didn't do that. This is over 2 years later. So you mean tell me within 2 years' time, this dude mad at you? He's not mad at you. He's not thinking about you.
My world.
So Dominique, real quick, let me just get this straight. It's that people, I guess your point of contention is that people are upset that you call him corny because of how he dated, not necessarily who he dated. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I suppose. I think you would have to ask them why they're really mad.
No, that's true. That's facts. Because just like I showed y'all earlier, right? The real reason why she called him corny is because after when he broke up with Lori Harvey, he was dating this white girl. And she's one of them type of black women that hate for black men to date outside their race. She made a whole Instagram post talking about this. So she's once again lying. But that's the real reason why she called him corny. And she didn't mean it in a good way like she's trying to put it now, because she's trying to protect her image and her notoriety. But she used the term corny in a negative way because she said it in her IG that she don't even like that dude. She don't even like Michael B. Jordan. That's why she said what she said.
Mad.
Well, why are you all really mad? Okay, a whole lot.
He laugh hard as hell.
My opinion, and he's successful. Whether he's corny or not, he's very successful. He deserves all of the accolades and everything coming to his way. And I hope everyone that's upset goes and see Creed 3.
And gets out of your DMs, right? And leaves you alone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The next episode. The Unfiltered, of course, we're not here to offend you. We are here to offend everybody.
All right.
My favorite thing you said is the block party.
Yes.
I love that, right?
Now, if trolling was a woman, it would be Dominique. If trolling was a woman, it would be Dominique the Diva for real, because that's exactly what she did at the end, was straight troll. That's exactly what she did. Straight troll that dude at the end. And make sure that she plugged her podcast in and everything. But the thing about it is that even then, like even with L'Oreal, even with Dominique the Diva, right? None of them didn't come back and say that, you know what, bro? To be real with you, we didn't mean to offend you, to say that corny is a bad thing. We meant it in, a positive way, but it, sometimes you know how the media is, it comes out negative. They didn't say that. L'Oreal stood up here and said, "No, I didn't say that at all. I didn't say that at all." But at the very end of her interview, "You're not corny no more," which that means you said it. And didn't even apologize about it. Same thing with Dominique the Diva. She just flat out said, "Yeah, I call that fool corny. Who cares? Give a dang. You corny. Because I don't like you." But none of them didn't want to take accountability for this situation. Both of them capitalized on this situation. L'Oreal, when he got her interview, Dominique get to go on Good Day America on the news station and got to plug her business. So you could successfully say that when you look at it, actually both of them literally trolled Michael B. Jordan just after his accolades. If you look at it in that perspective. So what can we learn about this situation, everyone who's watching? What can we learn about this? First and foremost, before I get off, I just want to let y'all know this once again, that whenever you use the term corny towards dudes, right? We normally take that as an insult, to be honest, because when we hear the word corny, we're hearing that you calling us weak. We're hearing that you calling us yes men, based on them lame pookie dudes that y'all done dated that put into your head. That's what we hear. So yeah, calling a dude corny and all the stuff that is actually an insult, for real. Like I said earlier, and I said it again, that is the exact equivalent of a man calling a woman a bitch. Like, no lie. Like, no lie. And once again, this is the reason why, to be honest with you, this is even the reason why the manosphere, the red pill, passport bros, Micheal, this is the reason why they have this type of argument right now. It's because of dumb stuff like this. Exactly the reason why they have the argument that they have. Where these same type of women, they'll constantly be a pump and dump. They'll constantly go after these dudes who are these, as we call them, Pookie and Ray Rays. Let these dudes do whatever. Let these dudes talk down on us, the ones who look successful, want to be successful, who want to do things to better himself in this situation. We get called lame and corny. As like the hell, that's a negative thing for a dude who wants to achieve the highest possible thing that he could do in his life. But that's considered as lame and corny. But you sitting up here double down on these Pookie Ray Rays, paying this dude bill, this dude living under you, being a bruiser to you and all this old crazy stuff. Then finally, when you get tired of it, when you finally use emotional intelligence and get tired of it, get out of the situation, guess what you're going to do? You're going to come run to the same dude that you agree with Pookie Ray Ray, calling us lame and corny. And expecting us to have redemption for y'all from that. And just like I say, to be honest with y'all, I'm just being real. This is the same reason why these same type of lame and corny dudes that y'all talking about, this is the same reason why these dudes go and date outside their race. Because they don't want to put up with the leftovers. Because that's basically how we looking at it, as y'all being leftovers. This is like when we wanted to be with y'all, we didn't qualify for y'all. And it was weird. We didn't qualify for y'all because y'all didn't want us to qualify for y'all. But now, when we came up We done got our notoriety. We making money, substantial money, income. Some of us are white collar, blue collar workers and stuff like that. Some of us are entrepreneurs. Some of us are, in celebrity status and stuff like that. But whatever the case may be, we found a way to come up and build ourselves up to the way that we want it to be. Were we in a position to where we not only could take care of ourselves, we could take care of our family too if we want to have a family. But that's when these same type of women who talk down on us want to try to finally come up and say, hey, you remember me? Yeah, I remember you. You was with you was with Chuck. You with Chuck and let that dude pump and dump you. How many kids you got, by the way? Oh, I got about 4 of them. And you want me to, and you trying to holler at me, and you want me to wife you up, and you already got a situation going on? And so now you want me to sign up to be a stepdad to Chuck and his kids, and I have to put up with Chuck too. What am I getting out of this in return? Oh, you just get my body. Girl, you better get your ass somewhere. You better gone somewhere. I'd rather be single. But that's the argument, though. And that's what they're saying. This is what they're saying. And to be honest with you, their argument, to be honest, is valid. I mean, I get it. I understand it. Now, the one thing I push back on that manosphere about, like I did on all my other episodes, though, right, in my podcast, the one thing I push back on the manosphere is the behavior behind it. That's the one thing I push back on them on, is that because through my experience of being around the manosphere, the red pill, and all these different other people, a lot of these fools need therapy for real, because they literally have trauma, emotional trauma that they need to deal with. That's my only pushback on them. But they don't want to deal with it. They want to be in this weird beta victim role. But that's my only pushback on them on that. But for us, the argument behind it, I can agree. The reason why I can agree to it, because me being a man, I have experienced that. That have been my experiences. And I'm going to be real about it. So, yeah, I understand it. But the only difference between me and them is that I went through the process of totally bettering myself. Physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. Some of these dudes, they only want to better themselves physically, financially, but they don't want to better themselves mentally. They want to stay in the same mentality, thinking that every woman is out to get them and every woman is the woman that they chose to be with. Imagine if Michael B. Jordan had the same type of mentality too after he dated Lori Harvey, right? Imagine he had the same type of mentality that, man, every woman's like Lori Harvey. When it's not like that, it's just that woman that you dealt with. Now, everybody's like that. But in order for you to know that there is other women out there, you have to change this up here. You have to change your mentality. You have to change your worldview, how the way you view things. You have to recalibrate yourself to figure out why in the hell did I went after a Lori Harvey to begin with in the first place. That's what you need to do, and hold yourself accountable for that. Why I went after that woman to begin with in the first place when I knew good and damn well that this woman smashed Future. Why the hell did I do that? And you have to think about that. Then I'm pretty sure he'll come up with the conclusion that I got with her because I wanted to be a Captain Save-A-Ho. I wanted to change her. I feel like since I'm a good person, that all this goodness is just going to rub off on her. And I could change her and make her be a better person. Nope. And that same thing with y'all ladies, because y'all ladies have that same type of mentality as well too. Thinking you could change these old Pookie and Ray Rays. That's why y'all silly tails stay with them, because you really, really think that you could change these dudes. You could make these dudes be the way you want them to be. Man, if I stay with him, sure, I'm going to stay with him and I'm going to pray for him every single day. Man, we're going to go to church. Well, he ain't going to go to church. He's going to stay and play the PlayStation, but I'm going to go to church and I'm going to talk to the pastor about it. Pastor going to lay hands on me and then we just going to pray about it. And, God, he's going to come down, just as a wonderful, marvelous light. And one day he's going to touch the soul of Chuck, and Chuck going to change his name back to Charles. And, it's going to be a wonderful thing, but in reality, it doesn't happen. Because you cannot change that dude. The only person who could change that dude is him, not you. That even if it was possible that he would change right, guaranteed that he's not going to change for the right reason. People will pretend to be a certain way as long as they're getting something out in return. Say that again. People will pretend to be a certain way as long as they could get something out in return. The moment when they don't get that thing out in return again, if it don't be reciprocated, guess what? They're going to revert back to how the way they were. And some of y'all have experienced that. Y'all know what I'm saying is true. They're simply going to revert back to how the way they were, because you're not giving them something in return. You're not giving them something back. You're not making it work their effort of them being this person that you want them to be. And that's how a lot of relationships get messed up. That's how a lot of these relationships, especially modern day relationships, don't even last because of that. But I'm pretty much done, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning into this podcast today. Let me know in the comments of how the way you feel about this podcast. Do you agree with my perspective about this, or do you disagree? By all means, let me know in the comments and stuff, right? And until then, I will see y'all again on the next episode. Thank everyone who came into the live chat today to tune in. Constance, I see you, the milkman, aka the bar. Appreciate you tuning in a live chat. More love. Appreciate you tuning in to the live chat as well too, and also appreciate everyone who's watching in the bushes and everyone who are going to watch the replay of the show. All right. So until then, I'll see y'all again on the next episode. Okay. Oh yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Constance. Constance, I'll see you next Saturday. Now, Constance, you're gonna see me when I go live again. It's not gonna be no next Saturday. What you talking about, girl? It's only Monday. But peace out.